everybody, it's me, Tina, coming live to you from New Paltz, New York. How's everybody doing today on the second day of January? I hope everybody had a nice holiday, a nice break. I know some of the people went back to work. Kids are back in school, at least where I am. They all went back to school today. Yay! All right, so listen, hop on, show me some love. Show me where, tell me where you're watching me from today. Yeah, so listen, we're going to talk about something a little different today. We're going to be talking about military scams and people who are in the military that try to pose as a U.S. soldier that try to scam other people. Now, why am I talking to you about this? Because it happened to me not long ago. It's very fresh in my mind. And it happened about maybe, I want to say about a week and a half, 2 weeks before Christmas. Now, I didn't get scammed, but I did have somebody contact me that said that they were in the United States military, blah, blah, blah. So listen to my story, and ladies, take notes, all right? Because this is serious. I know there's a lot of hackers going on. You know, for hackers, they all, they want to get your credit card information. They want to hack into your computer systems at work, at your business, or whatever. There's so many fake accounts on social media, on dating sites. You don't know who the hell you're talking to these days. So you really have to be careful and make sure that they're a legit and real person. Go on their profile, check them out. Make sure that they have a friend and their status is fairly updated, whatever activities that they're doing. Make sure that it's up to date. Yeah, you really got to be careful out there. So listen. So this is what happened to me now. Like I said, about a week and a half before Christmas, I was on Instagram. You all know what Instagram is. And I don't go on Instagram that much. But I go on there to, post pictures of my family. And I was actually posting pictures of my son who went away over the break. And my other kids, I was just posting pictures, commenting on people's status or whatever. And I was even posting about some CBD stuff also. All of a sudden, my phone goes ding, ding, ding. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, what's that? Now at the time, I didn't really know what it was. Happened to be a message from somebody I didn't know. And I didn't know because I didn't know that on Instagram that people can actually message you. People that you don't know can actually message you on Instagram as they could on Facebook. But I didn't know that at the time. So I said, oh, what is this? And there's a little like a circle with a profile picture. And from what I could see, it was a guy, fairly good looking, nice looking guy. So I clicked on it. I want to see, what the message say, why is he talking to me or whatever. So it said, right away it said, hi, how you doing? My name is Derek. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, should I respond? What should I do? So I decided to respond to him because I wanted to see, who is he? What does he want with me, right? So I started to talk to him and I wrote, hey, what's up? And from there, he started a whole conversation. Now, let me just say that this conversation went on for about maybe 2 to 3 days on Instagram. And, he just started talking. And some of the things he said, he introduced himself as Derek Emil Maxwell. That's Derek Emil, E-M-I-L, Maxwell. And he said right away that he was in the United States military, he was in the Army, he was stationed in, I think, Fort Lee, South Carolina somewhere, which is a military base. He was he lived in Clarksburg, West Virginia. However, he is from Denmark. So right away, all the red flags started going off in my head. He started to continue over the course of the time that I was talking to him in those days, that he also had a son that was 5 years old, who was with his parents in Denmark, that his wife died while giving birth to his son. So I was like, oh God, and I knew right away, ladies, that this guy was bullshitting me from the beginning. But I wanted to play along with him to see what he was about, what he was going to tell me, and everything. So that's why it went on for 2 to 3 days, but he didn't really get that far with me. But some of the things I have written down here that he said, like, I'll just tell you the fact. Like, he was in, well, he said he was stationed in South Carolina, but as I was talking to him, he also said that he was in the military intelligence, and he was in Turkey, in Istanbul, I don't even know how to say it, Turkey, in military intelligence. And right away I was like, well then, if that is so, what the hell is he doing talking to me? Because they have no time to sit there on Instagram talking to people, with them working and doing what they got to do. And that he was deployed there and everything, and that he was going to go on leave this February, and he's hitting on me, and he's flirting back and forth or whatever to me, telling me I'm pretty, and next thing I know, he's liking all my stuff on Instagram, all my pictures, anything that I said, he's liking everything, right? So, like I said, he started telling me more about himself or whatever. He was 41 years old. He said his birthday was October 5th, 1977. He was in the Army for 6 years, blah, blah, blah. And he started sending me pictures of himself. Now, the first maybe 3 to 4 pictures that he did send to me did look like the guy in the profile. Now, lady, this is a nice looking guy. I mean, I'm married almost 18 years. But let me tell you that, you see a nice looking guy, whether you're married or not, we're going to look. That's natural. Same thing for the guys. They see a nice girl walking down the street, they're going to look at her. It's a natural thing. As long as you don't go touching and this and that, that's a whole nother video. But it's cool, we're not dead. So I said, oh, this is a really nice looking hot guy, right? Muscular, tattoos in the right places, a nice beard, the whole 9 yards, right? So anyways, so the story goes that he starts talking to me, telling me all this information and whatnot, and, I start questioning him, and I said to him, I don't know, I don't even remember half the stuff I said to him because I knew he was bullshitting, but I said to him, like, why don't you send me a picture of yourself in a uniform if you're in the Army? And he never did because, he didn't have that or whatever. But the pictures that he did send to me, like I said, the first 3 to 4 pictures really did look like the guy that was in the profile. Then he started sending me other pictures that didn't look like him at all. Now, this guy had a beard and everything, so right away I said to him, in the Army, they don't allow beard, from what I know. And his excuse was, well, I'm not in combat, so I'm allowed to have a beard. And I was like, just all these bells in my head, all these red flags were flying in my head and going off, and I knew he was playing, so I played too. So I started questioning him, and I have a friend, I have friends and family that served in the military. Let me just say that I have all the respect for military and men and women who fighting every day, putting their self on the line for us and our freedom and everything. I have respect for police officers and firefighters and EMT workers. They're trying to help us every day and save us or whatever. And, it makes me sick to my stomach that somebody can do this to somebody else who is a disgrace to women. First of all, it's a disgrace to a country to say that you're even a soldier, okay, when you are not. It's really crazy. So the story goes, I guess, I was playing with him and I was talking to him for like 2 to 3 days, and he's sending me all these pictures. So I got some of the pictures I got together, and I went online, and if you guys go to images.com or images.com, Google or something, you guys could look it up because I really don't know, images.google.com, you could do a reverse picture and check out the picture, to see if it's real. So, and what would come up, I guess, is the Google logo, and there's a little camera there. Now you have to save the picture to your computer in your file to do this. You can't do it on a phone. So, because I tried. So all the pictures that he was sending me, I was actually sending emailing myself so I can send it to, or save it to my computer so I can upload that image to the Google images.com, okay? And like the first 3 pictures came back like right instant like that they were actually from an article or they were from somewhere on the internet, okay? So, and the rest of them came back like, it'll say similar images, and it came up with all these pictures with people in the picture that were, I guess, similar poses or whatever, but not the actual picture. But there were like about 3 pictures that actually came back, the actual picture that he was sending me. So at this point, I knew, you know, he was screwing around or whatnot. So I did question him about it, and because he never asked me for money or anything, but he did ask me for a Google Play card at one point, and he didn't want me to mail it to him, because I said, oh, you want me to mail it? And he wouldn't give me an address, so he was like, oh no, just get it for me for a present, and give me the numbers on the back of the card. So I said at that point, why? So you could continue sending me fake pictures and scam all these women that you're scamming? And he's like, oh, no, I'm not doing that to you. That's not what I'm about. Blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay. I said, listen, if you know, I'm all about boosting up morale, right? So, and it's Christmas time, so I said, why don't I just send you a nice Christmas card? I mean, you're into me, you're interested in me, because he was saying that he's going to go on leave in February, he wants to meet me, I mean, he's all, like, into me, right? So I said, well, why don't I send you a nice Christmas card, give me your address, right? Nah, he didn't give me his address, he didn't do anything. So I have a friend going back to that, I have a friend that, served in Desert Storm, so I got in contact with him. I told him what was going on, and right away he said, you know, you're being set up, you're being scammed, don't talk to him, or, you know, the whole thing. And I said, well, I just want to know, like, what can I ask him? So, and he told me a few things, I don't remember everything, that only soldiers would know. So I started asking him about his rank, and he couldn't tell me his rank. He said SS or something, that's not a rank. Okay, because usually it's PFC or something like that, or, you know, and then he told me, I started asking him, well, what's your MOS, which is Military Occupational Specialty, which he did say was in the military intelligence, but there are numbers and letters after that, whatever the title is, and I don't know what that is, and only soldiers would know that, and he couldn't tell me any of that, and he couldn't tell me a lot of things. I asked him, send me a picture of yourself in full uniform. He didn't. I said, prove to me that you're in the military. He said, well, I don't know how I would prove it to you. What do you mean? You got paperwork saying that you're in the military and stuff. So I knew he was bullshitting all along. So anyway, so that's it, you know, and so what I did from that point on, you know, after maybe the second day of talking to him or something, I went back on his Instagram. I actually went to his profile, and I seen that he had 3 pictures of himself. And he didn't have any pictures of his family. He didn't have pictures of his son. Oh, and let me tell you about his son. He did send me a picture of his son, which really pissed me off because now you're bringing an innocent kid into it. So I looked at the picture. Now he said the son is, 5 years old. I'm looking at the picture. I got 3 kids. I said, this kid looked older than 5 years old. And I'm looking at the picture itself. It's a school picture. It said 2018, 2019 on the picture on the bottom. You know how school pictures are. And the background was like golden bubbly kind of thing in the background. It was black with, you know, kind of whatever. And I know from my kids, maybe when they were like in 4th, 5th grade, that was the background was kind of similar, so I knew the picture was taken in the United States. So I asked him, I said, where was this picture taken? Because you just told me, you know, your son is in Denmark, right? He says, I don't know where it was. My son sent it to me, texted it to me, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know where it was taken? He said, why? I said, because it looked like it was taken in the United States. All right, so he didn't say much about that. But anyway, getting back to the story, I went on his Instagram at one point, and I'm looking at his profile, and I'm going through, and I see all women following him, and I said, oh shit. So I stayed up late that night. I started messaging anybody that I could, and going through all the ladies, and I'm saying to them, basically, listen, you're following this guy. His name is Derek, and his Instagram name was Humble Derek, okay? And he's bad news. He's trying to scam you. Don't send him anything. So immediately I started getting feedback from all these ladies, right? And most of them said, yeah, I know, I kind of figured that out after talking to him for a day or two, and, you know, whatever. And most of them said they did not send him anything, and that they ended up blocking him. I think I got one response, one lady from somewhere saying that she did get him the Google Play card, okay, with the numbers like he wanted me to do for him. So he was doing whatever he was trying to do to me, he was doing to them. So I said, you know, I was getting all this feedback. In the interim of doing that, mistakenly, I came across a lady that I had messaged that has an Instagram account. And when she got my message, my phone started blowing up left and right. She was so aggravated, she was sending me all kinds of stuff. The lady actually takes these motherfuckers down, all right? She actually does that for a living, okay? And she told me all about it, and she said, she told me what to look for and everything, and she said, if you are interested in the guy, and, you know, I said, well, I'm married, you know, but if there's anybody that you want to check out and they send you a picture, send it to me, she said, and I will run it through the database. I will run the name that they give you through the database. So I was telling her about what happened, as I am telling you right now, and she immediately sent me the picture and showed it to me on Instagram and said, is this the guy? And I said, yes, it is. And she said, he's a major scammer, and we're trying to bring him down. And I was like, okay, thanks. Gee, that makes me feel a whole lot better. But thank you. You know, they're trying to catch him. Yeah, and she does, ladies and everybody, she does have a Facebook account. I'm not going to mention her name because, you know, she's undercover. And, but if anybody wants to know who this person is, I want you guys to message me, let me know. I'll send you the information on how you can contact her on Facebook. If you want to check out anybody, you got a photo, just tell her your story, and I'm sure she'll check it out for you. Okay, so, yeah, it's real crazy out there, guys. Let me just see if there's anything else, because there's just so much stuff that he was going through. It's just really crazy. Yeah, so, there is something. When I was on Instagram, okay, I don't know if you guys know that Facebook owns Instagram, okay, and all the people that I was contacting were telling me, oh, I just blocked him, and I was saying, no, you need to report him. So I went back and I told everybody, report him, because if he gets 3 reports against his account, Instagram will shut it down immediately. And I think, with myself included, there were actually 5 of us that did report him, and the next thing I knew, his account was shut down, okay? So that's a good thing. Yeah, so if, you know, there's a lot of romance and military stuff going on, scamming women, and, you know, so some of the things you can ask is about their MOS, ask about their rank, ask about their unit, ask about, you know, if they've been in the military a few years, like this guy was saying 6 years, ask them about tell them, give me some military stories. There's all crazy shit going on in the military, and they're funny and stuff. And if they can't share, tell you a story about their friends and stuff that they meet, they're not real, you know. They gotta have a rank, you know. And let me tell you, because when Desert Storm was going on, and I was a lot younger then, I wrote to somebody, hey Joe, if you're watching this, I wrote to somebody that was local here in the Hudson Valley that went over to fight in Desert Storm. And we didn't have computers back then, so everything was pen and paper. And when he wrote back to me, the first thing he said is, hey, my name is Joseph, whatever his rank was, he was a Marine, U.S. Marine, and my rank is blah, blah, blah. He told me about his brigade, the whole 9 yards. So the point is that anybody that you're interested in or that you want to write to boost up morale or whatever, the first thing they're going to say is what their rank is. Boom, boom, boom. And if they don't do that, they're not real. All right? So some of the things that I guess you could look for, that's just some of the things that you could look for. Now, if you were scammed by the military, by somebody posing as they are in the military, you can go, and I looked this up online, and you guys could too. You could report them to the FBI, okay? I don't even know where I wrote it down, or the Federal Trade Commission. You could report them there too, and I'm sure that there are a lot of scams. Yeah, the FBI crime complaint, FBI crime complaint center, and the Federal Trade Commission. So you can report them there if you want to go that route. Most of the time, it's very hard to find these guys. Another point is, with the Google Play card, I asked this guy at one point, call me up. If you're real, call me. Now, if he's in Turkey, that's a whole day ahead of us. I don't even know. So the time wasn't matching up and everything. I said, well, call me. And he was a little hesitant, but he said, oh, okay. And I was like, oh shit, he's gonna call me now, right? So I figured I'd get his number or whatever. So he did call me, and on my phone, it did show up West Virginia. But when I talked to him now, and I don't do good with accents, I'm expecting a Denmark accent, right? The guy, he couldn't talk English good. He was probably from Africa or Nigeria, one of them places. And half the stuff he said, I really don't know what he said to begin with. And I just played it off. Hey, Derek, how you doing today? What's going on kind of thing. And all I know that he said, how you doing? And I don't know what he said after that because I couldn't understand what he was saying. And I just hung up the phone. I think I actually said some colorful adjectives to him. And then I hung up the phone. But, yeah, so when I got that phone number on my phone, I searched it up. I went to White Pages and I typed in the number. It said West Virginia, however, it came back as a Google voice number, which is not a real number, and it cannot be tracked. So I don't think it could be tracked, at least. So yeah, so that's how some of the things that these guys are getting away with. Yeah, so report it if you want. If that happened to you, report it. Block the account. Not block it, report it to Instagram or Facebook or wherever you get contact, or if you want to report it to the Federal Trade Commission or the FBI Complaint Center, do that as well. I'm sure they get a ton of complaints about this, and it's very hard to track these guys down. And if you want any information about that lady I mentioned about who actually goes after these guys, let me know. I'll be happy to give that information to you. Yeah, so you really got to be careful out there. Even on dating sites, you got to be careful of who you are talking to. And you got to make sure that they are real. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. Have a good day, everybody. Go to my site at www.hempwork.com/MNC hemp for your CBD needs. And I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.